Hey guys, what's up? It's 2-Bit here, and I just wanted to warn everyone that there are spoilers about Batman v Superman in this video. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and stop the video now. I also wanted to mention that this discussion I had, this review, if you will, and thoughts on Batman v Superman with Jonathan took over 2 hours. I was only expecting to talk about it for like 15 minutes, but apparently we had a lot to say on it. So I'm going to be, over the next few days, be cutting up the good pieces and posting them onto the channel. So enjoy, guys, and thanks for watching. See, there's just so much to cover. There's so much going on in this movie I've forgotten. There's like Lex Luthor...
Did they Spider-Man 3 it?
Yeah, they Spider-Man 3'd it. Lex is working Batman and Superman against each other. He also tries to frame Superman because when the Senate calls Superman to the Capitol building, he shows up. Remember the guy I told you about who had his legs damaged? He was pretty much in a wheelchair that Batman or Bruce saved at the beginning of the movie? He's like all depressed and brooding and hates Superman, and then he like defaces Superman's statue, puts false god on it, and then they throw him in jail. But
Wait a minute, he's in a wheelchair. How did he do that?
There's a scene where he's like climbing up on it and all that. They have a whole scene showing how he does it.
He has no legs?
Yeah, he has no legs. It's Zack Snyder thinking this scene's going to look cool.
Throw him in prison for vandalism?
Yeah, for vandalism.
For vandalism.
And I think...
In prison.
Yeah, he's in prison, and then what's-his-face bails him out. Lex bails him out, which I don't get. Why didn't Bruce bail him out? Anyway, so he shows up. Lex gives him a nice...
Why would anybody need to bail him out? It's a fucking misdemeanor.
Well, yeah, apparently he had to go to jail for it. So anyway, there's that whole scene. So he goes to jail, and Lex bails him out. Lex gives him a nice new wheelchair. So he shows up to the senator's office and is like, I want to face Superman. She's like, okay. And then she's like, Superman needs to come answer for this. And Lex's assistant has been with him through the whole movie, is there too, and helps him out. And then Lex is like, I'll be there in a minute. Superman shows up. Apparently he put a bomb in there, in the wheelchair, so it kills everyone in the Capitol building, but of course Superman, by the way, kills Lex's assistant, which is another thing. Lex doesn't give a shit about people. And you think in the movie, his assistant is like, you think, oh man, he hires mercenaries, so she must be like some badass mercenary that's there to protect him. She's just fucking cannon fodder.
Let's just deconstruct this for a second. Well, that's the same thing that happened to the assistant in Jurassic World. You thought that she was there to just sort of be a scapegoat, but no, they fucking killed her in a brutal way. But let's deconstruct that. Okay, so he gives the guy a nice wheelchair.
Yeah.
All right. Why? First of all, like if Mark Zuckerberg came up and was like, here's some crutches and go to the Capitol building, I'd be like, Facebook's trying to take over the world. But they would search it. How could they not?
Yeah, I don't get it either. Yeah, how could they not? It was Lex magic, I guess. And it also, when that scene's happening, Bruce sees it and he's like, "What?" He's like, "What's he doing?" And it's just like, has he got our checks and all that? And then they show him a bunch of checks. Apparently, no one decided to show Bruce Wayne that the guy he's been like sending checks to for like 2 years has been sending them back with, you let your family die. That's that whole scene. That was that guy in the wheelchair.
He's the one that wrote that?
He's the one that wrote that. You let your family die and all that. And he's like...
Who's the family in this case? The people
I guess
in the
Wayne.
office building?
Yeah, the people in the office building. So it's like, so it explains, because your logically you go, hasn't Bruce been taking care of this guy? Because at the beginning of the movie he goes, we're going to take care of you, buddy. Don't worry. And
yeah.
So why is he living in this slum, and why is Lex bailing him out of jail? And they show that Bruce had no idea, that he had been sending the checks back. And so a lot of people are doubting. There's people doubting Superman, but there's still people who believe in him and whatnot. And
it sounds like they could have It sounds like they could have left some of the darker themes out and left some of the larger questions that he was trying to get across without all of the unnecessary subplots. It sounds like there's so many subplots.
There are a lot, and like I said, and then Superman's doubting himself, going, Superman was just a dream of a farmer in Kansas, and he's like, he leaves and goes sulks in the mountains and sees his ghost dad, and his dad's like, your mom was my world, and all that.
No, 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 no. Don't
Yeah.
tell me that shit. Are
Yes,
you
I'm not making that
serious?
up. Yeah, that happens. There's so much shit going
But
on.
I want to hear everything about this. Tell me how, like, he went to the mountains. Did he drive a car? Did he fly
No,
to the
he
mountains?
just flew.
Was Kevin Costner came back like for the movie to play Jonathan Kent, and like
Yeah,
it was his
and he's just
ghost?
like, yeah. I guess
Is it a dream
I
sequence?
don't
Is
know
it
that
how do they play it off?
I don't know how they played it off. I didn't know if it was a ghost. Are you crazy, Superman, and just imagining this? I mean, I know that Superman's dad back,
Adopted father.
adopted father Jonathan is it? Yeah, Jonathan Kent. I know he came back in the comics as a ghost or something to talk to Superman. I get it. That's kind of like his moral compass was kind of Jonathan Clark really, and even Martha Clark. But like he's like just sitting there messing with some bricks or rocks or some shit, like he's working up in this random fucking mountain with snow on
Okay,
it, and
so hold on a second. Hold on a
and
second.
he's talking about
This is
hold
what
on,
we
and,
can.
and he's talking about a story about how the flood, that he goes, I see you spent most of your life living on a pancake in Kansas. You decided to come and hang out in the mountains. I guess referring to Superman wanting to live in his fortress of solitude or something like that. And then he told a story about how there was a flood on the farm, and him and his dad worked all night to stop the flood, and then they stopped the flood, and his family made him a big
Sounds like Halo.
yeah, it made him a big hero cake, and then he found out that they had stopped the flood, but the flood went down to the farm next, down the road from them and killed all of their horses and stuff. And his dad's like, I can still hear the horses scream. It's like, but you didn't.
What?
Didn't you say you didn't know? You were, and he goes, so I had my big hero cake. Well, I knew that those horses died because of what I did. And then he goes, I never forgot about that until I met your mother. Your mom's my world. And pretty much just kind of, I guess saying that, sometimes you'll do things and be a hero, but then it, maybe it messes someone else. You don't know, you don't know the consequences of your actions.
Consequences.
Unforeseen consequences.
Unforeseen consequences.
And I guess his dad's like, your mother was my world, and that kind of helped me deal with it. And then I guess with Superman, he's like, oh, Lois is my world, kind of thing, which plays into another thing. There's another weird dream sequence. There's a lot of these in this movie where Batman's like trying to decrypt Lex's computer thing and find all the other superheroes and all that. And there's a weird dream sequence where I guess it's the Flash comes from the future. He's like, you were right about
dream sequence?
Yeah, another dream sequence. And he's like, you were right about him. Lois is the key and all that. And he goes and disappears again and and so I guess they're kind of doing the Injustice Gods Among Us plot where maybe down the line Lois dies and Superman cracks, because he also had another dream, and it's that nightmare we saw where those winged creatures are flying around and there's a bunch of Superman worshippers.
Is this Batman's dream or
yeah, this is
Superman's
Batman's dream. This is Batman's dream. He's having this dream, and Lois is he's trying to find a way to stop Superman in this dream, and then a bunch of people betray him, and he gets caught, and all of his friends are killed by Superman, and then Superman's like, Lois was my world, and then he punches Batman in the guts and like punching through him and all that, and it's just a nightmare. He wakes up from that nightmare of this kind of world dictatorship of Superman, in which, by the way, the people working for Superman are dressed like fucking German soldiers and wearing where the Nazis would wear their little Nazi swastika symbol on their shoulder. They're wearing the Superman symbol, so it's like trying to paint this dictatorship world. He wakes up from that dream.
I get it. It doesn't sound very subtle.
Yeah, it's not very subtle. It's the very unsubtle, the not so subtle movie here. And then he wakes up from that dream into the Flash dream right away. So you think he's awake, and you think the Flash is coming from the future to warn him, and then he wakes up from that dream. So there was like two dreams going on at once. So
this is my question. The internal logic of this movie is either Batman is psychic because he's meeting real people from the universe in his dreams that he's never met before, or Flash is traveling backwards from the future to warn Batman but can only travel into dreams like Freddy Krueger, which is weird. And so that's already doesn't make any sense, because if you're seeing characters from the future but only in your dreams, then is that just a way that you're writing off the fact that time travel is part of the DC universe? Which just show the Flash showing up, you know, because
Yeah.
the Flash in the future harnesses the Speed Force and can travel backwards in time. So just have him show up. Don't
Yeah.
make it another dream sequence. Just have it be part of the actual universe. Because
That
if you
would
have the
require
Flash
logic.
show up in well, if you have the Flash show up in a dream and warn Batman, then sometime in the future when Batman meets the Flash, is Batman really just going to write that off as a coincidence, or is he going to be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
well, how the hell did
I
you show up in my dream?"
I think he's
And Superman in the mountains with Jonathan Kent, that raises two questions too. So is Superman is he hallucinating, or in this universe are ghosts real?
yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I
I
mean?
was gonna
And
say, or is
either
he
either
hallucinating?
either one of those is not a good option, because if Superman is hallucinating in the mountains, then is Batman right? Because Superman could go crazy because he's
Yeah.
obviously has, even with his highly advanced Kryptonian brain, he's still subject to hallucinations and the kind of faults that our human brains are subject to. And if that's the case, Batman's right, and he should have died. And in the other instance, if ghosts are real, then it's okay that Superman's dead because he'll just come back as a ghost.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean,
and it's like, and I kind of make it funny if they are doing ghosts. It kind of makes me laugh at what Zack Snyder said. Is like, my movie's more like life, and it's gritty, and it's like more realistic than Marvel's cinematic universe. And now you have ghosts and shit like that. It's just like, fuck you. You're making a superhero
yeah,
movie. Grow the fuck up.
yeah, yeah.
But
I didn't know there was gonna be. I knew there was gonna be at least one dream sequence, but I said in a
there were a
previous
lot.
podcast,
So
yeah, that you if you're a good storyteller, then you show, you don't tell. So you don't have to
yeah.
have a dream sequence to convey that Batman is scared of a future that Superman rules.
Are you ready for the next thing?
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Why don't you drop us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to keep up with everything we're doing around here. Click on the right for more 2-Bit podcasts, and click the video on the left if you want to see some 2-Bit reviews. Once again, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.